I love The Amazing World of Gumball. For me, this show marks Cartoon Network's return from mediocrity. Like, admittedly, Adventure Time probably marks when Cartoon Network started improving, but I didn't watch Adventure Time until Season 5 was airing. This is the first show I have fell in love with in quite some time. This is what got me back into Cartoon Network after its dark age. This show has one of the most unique animation styles I have ever seen, and it uses it wonderfully. Every part of the show is integrated into a cohesive world. But I love this show for one reason and one reason only. Quite simply, it's funny. This show can make me laugh more reliably than any other show in recent memory. But of course, there are duds here and there, and that's what we're here to talk about today. Honestly, I thought the first season was pretty weak. I didn't hate the animation in Season 1, but they didn't really hit their stride until the later seasons. I didn't really get into the series until Season 2, and even now I don't have nearly as much desire to rewatch Season 1 episodes as I do for Season 2. However, my biggest problem with the show can be summed up with one word: Richard. He's just an ass! He's Homer Simpson, but nowhere near as likable. Homer Simpson was actually a decent father. Richard couldn't watch a goldfish without somehow setting it on fire and sending it to the moon. Homer's only set cereal on fire. Quite simply, this character has been done to death. I swear any show revolving around a family has to have an idiot father. But hey, even good tropes can lose their appeal with overuse. However, even old tropes can be given a breath of fresh air. Take Nicole here, for example. She's the archetypical attractive workaholic stressed mother. However, the focus on her rage makes her more unique.
What the fuck are you looking at?
This one feature makes the character all her own, rather than just some Marge ripoff. Although Marge wasn't exactly the most complex of characters. The place where the family is the most unique is with the two boys. Gumball may get into all sorts of trouble, but he's not a purposeful troublemaker like Bart Simpson. He's just a dumbass. Darwin takes the role of Milhouse, but is not nearly as pathetic. He's Gumball's naive best friend. But unlike Milhouse, the focus isn't on his social awkwardness, but on Darwin's strong conscience, serving as a foil to Gumball's more self-centered antics. In the later seasons, anyway. In the first season, Gumball and Darwin were nearly indistinguishable from one another. The family ranges in uniqueness, and while Anais is very cookie-cutter Lisa, Richard is both an idiot and a complete twat. And the episode that comes to mind for the worst Richard behavior is The Laziest. We open with Nicole giving Richard his chores.
Can't be bothered.
You know what? I get it. Chores suck. They're exhausting at worst and boring at best. But there's still something that needs to get done, especially since the trash is in the living room.
Dad, you wanna play?
So in response to a desire for father-son bonding, Richard tricks his kids into taking out the trash for him.
You tricked us!
Sorry, I've got a medical condition called laziness.
Look, I'm lazy too. I mean, hell, I'm procrastinating on an English paper while I'm writing the script. But at least I don't have to trick other people into taking care of my responsibilities for me.
If you can find anyone lazier than me in this town, I'll do your chores for a whole day.
You'll just slack off and trick Anais into doing it. So the three have a lazy off. But Gumball and Darwin get a sugar rush from the soda.
We're gonna find someone else to beat you.
And they run off sounding like chipmunks.
They meet with Larry. Apparently it was once known as Lazy Larry, and they want him to outlazy their dad.
Until I lost my title to Richard Watterson. That guy is lazier than a rock.
Hey, at least rocks have valuable minerals in them, as well as clues about the history of the Earth. Richard is more like Chernobyl. Sits in one place all day and destroys the environment around him. So Larry declines the lazy off, but Gumball won't take no for an answer.
Please do it, Larry!
No!
Please do it, Larry!
No!
Will you take us to Mount Splashmore?
No!
Will you take us to Mount Splashmore?
No!
Will you take us to Mount Splashmore?
No!
The Simpsons comparisons just keep coming, don't they?
Please do it, Larry!
Leave me alone!
Is Larry the only one who can see these two? Have Gumball and Darwin mastered mental projection? So anyway, Gumball and Darwin's pestering causes Larry to lose his job, his car to be destroyed, and his relationship with his girlfriend to completely deteriorate.
Now that you've lost everything, will you come to our lazy off?
You, sir, are an idiot.
Larry ends up being too lazy to go to the lazy off. And then we forget about that plot point altogether.
Looks like it's just you and me.
Your son could be dead, you know.
Change channels.
Don't change channels. Stop telling me what to do.
I'm a strong, independent fish. You don't need no man. Even if I've been entirely defined by Gumball this season. Richard changes the channel with his butt.
Paranormal activity!
Nicole comes home and Richard has one final asshole gambit.
You mean we won?
Congratulations, you won.
Richard tricks his wife by making her think he was working all day. Look, I'm going to presume you actually know what Richard is like, seeing as you married him and all. He's a lazy sack of crap, and you know he's a lazy sack of crap. This ending paints Richard as not only a lazy slacker, but as someone willing to lie to his wife and kids while manipulating them both just to get out of work. The worst part being that there is no consequences for it. If there was, then this episode could at least be partially cathartic, but nope, this episode is just irritating. Richard goes from lazy asshole to manipulative asshole. Seriously, what kind of supreme douche would trick their own wife just to have their kids take on the responsibilities they were supposed to do? Nicole doesn't even know what he did. Beyond that, a good chunk of the episode focuses on Larry, but the plotline just feels way too cruel and unfunny. It's one long gag and loses its appeal rather quickly. Plus, Larry's collapsing life feels more sad than funny. I know they were going for a joke, but it goes on for way too long. Both Gumball and Richard are complete assholes, with Gumball destroying a guy's life and Richard tricking his own family. Darwin was more of a non-entity, and neither character suffers consequences for their actions. That could work for Gumball if the bit with Larry was a short one-off gag, but it takes up about a third of the episode. Richard, however, has a deeper problem. You see, most Simpsons ripoffs use the dad's stupidity to have them learn a lesson.
I thought being rich would solve all my problems, but all it did was make me forget what was important.
My kidney or Joel Larson's kidney, one of them will be a match. I don't want to know which one you use. She's my daughter no matter what.
And I guess I learned it's wrong to take your son to Vermont under false pretenses to try to marry him for his inheritance.
Richard, however, has free reign to act as stupid and as selfish as he likes. Although at least in other episodes, characters comment on his stupidity. So the Laziest has a special problem with no one calling out Richard. Richard acts like an ass and doesn't even get a look. Beyond that, it seems the concept can't carry the full episode. It's the setup, the first lazy off, then it's a 3.5-minute tangent, and then the final lazy off in conclusion. The episode is unfunny, irritating, and is spread way too thin. Just goes to show, even good shows can go wrong.